Nice. Hi, Wim.
Evan?
I'm not in a easy place to talk, so I don't know whether someone could drive the meeting. I asked Marcus to drive the meeting, if that's possible. Or you, maybe Curly or something like that.
I can do it. Let's do it. Let me just find the minutes quick.
Yeah, I already copied the minutes
Thank
from
you.
last week.
Cool.
Can we add to the release ones this other PR for the merging of the different conversion logic? I can add it.
Yeah, please do so. All right, then. Yeah, still talking about the release content, and I think the first topic is the data server sync code.
Yeah, that's merged now.
Oh, that's nice.
That's merged. Tests are still failing due to the issues with the deviation logic that we've talked about last week as well, right? But yeah, that's a dependency we have before releasing a new version. Yeah.
Yes, let me just put it in. And are you working now on a new PR for fixing the test?
Yeah. So that's merging the deviation logic into data server.
Mm-hmm.
I pushed it a couple of minutes ago. I can already give you the PR ID. Let me double check.
That is a dependency with a config server, right? So there, I mean, yeah, you can do the changes in the, but they have to be in sync with the config server.
Yeah.
So the sequence
So that's
that we
379, Gurgly.
Yeah.
Is this started on the config server side as well, or is it only on the data server so far?
If we have the split merged, I'll do it. It's quite straightforward to do on the config server, but we need to merge bullet number 3, I think, on the list, 394.
Mm-hmm. I guess, yeah, you have updates for that when we get.
Well, the problem is that the code has changed in the same bucket, and then you have all this merge conflict and stuff like that. So we should do 394, and then will be so the sequence. So there is 2 things that we need to do urgently in config server. One is the deviation, right, to align and to fix the strategy, and then the second thing is there is some issues with the target handling that needs to be done. But the plan is, my plan was from the moment we have the split merged, I'll do the change for the deviation handling. So I remove, there is 2 phases in the deviation handling fix. One is, that's mainly for non-revertive, behavior, we need to put a flag, right? But there is a second change that is needed to...
That means adding the flag on the transaction for the intent to flag that it's revertive or non-revertive.
This is the thing that I saw in the SDC protos, then this draft.
Yes,
PR.
correct, yeah.
Yes,
yeah. Plus, there is a related change is that all the deviations will no longer be sent to the data server from config server. So there is two things that are... So phase one is basically two things that needs to be changed. One is to align with the proto, and the second is to remove sending the deviations that were reported to the data server because they have them. He has them local, right? And then there is a second phase, which is related to how do we clear deviations, right?
Non-revertives, basically.
Yes, mainly for non-revertive deviations. How do we remove or get rid of them? So we discussed, so we will introduce a new CR for that. That is going to be then transacted to the data server. And the reason we put a new CR was because the existing one, so the way we get rid of deviations today is we delete the deviation from the deviation CR, right? For non-reverted.
Yeah.
The problem is that it's possible that during that update you get a new stream. So you get so in other words, you're editing something that is actually changed by a stream from the data server. So you can get, let's say, conflicts. So it's not a good framework. So what we kind of decided upon doing is to introduce a new CR that will be used as a transaction type of thing, right? So it's a one-shot CR that is going to be consumed as a way to get rid of these deviations. And that will be then transacted only one time.
How does this CR look? You're going to have a list of parts that you want to restore?
Yes, yeah. Just a list of parts, correct? Yeah.
That was a question I had also. We do not segregate that into intents or anything, right? It's just like from whatever intent. It doesn't matter. Like, just reset these paths if they're not if not already the highest is applied. Correct?
Okay.
Yes. Yeah. We haven't architected the full thing yet, but because so this is phase two of the deviation rework, right? So phase one is basically getting rid of or not sending the deviations and setting the flag on the intent that it's revertive or non-revertive, right? And then with that, I think we can already. So the idea is to fix the integration tests, so they should no longer fail, right? Then there is a second thing that has to be done in config server, which is related to the target handling. There's code which has to be optimized. So my plan is to fix that first, because we see some of the failing tests also related to that potentially, right? So we see sometimes a context being canceled for nothing, and I know the code is not very well done, so that needs to be some changes there. That will also resolve data server restarts in a better way and stuff like that. So that there is a bucket of work there, so my plan is to first fix the deviation and to unblock Marcus that he can do the data server and we can test that end to end. And then there is a second fix which is related to the target handling in config server. That is also that's a bit independent, right, of that.
Yeah.
And then And then there is the phase 2 of the deviation handling, which is clearing the ability to clear deviations, which is the third step. That's the sequence that I have in mind in order to apply to the config server. They can be independent, but so the first one is, so I think what we need to do is the first and the second one, they can go together with data server, but the goal is to, there is a dependency. So Marcus' piece cannot go unless the config server is done, right? So they need to go in harmony somehow. So we need to do them somehow. So my plan is to, from the moment we have 379 merged, more or less have the code ready for that. I just need to.
394, you mean? Oh, no, yeah, okay. Phase 2. Yeah, it makes sense. Sorry.
No, 394, you're right. 394, yes.
394 is the split.
Yes, but so the code right now for phase 1, 2, and 3, right? They're all ISO. 394 is touching all the same code. So if 394, I cannot, basically, if I want to merge the deviation stuff, impact 394. So we need to merge 394 ASAP because it has that code is touching the same code that I need to touch for the other CR. So that's why I'm pushing.
The split 394 is the split, 379 is the other way around, right?
It's Marcus' part on the deviation handling.
Sorry, yeah, okay, yeah.
It's not the config server part. It's not, there's no PR. There needs to be a second PR for that, and they need to go hand in hand because.
So first you're doing the split, and then afterwards you do the deviation, or the other way around.
The split is kind of done. The only problem that we have is it impacts integration tests. So the problem is that because of the split, the integration tests have to be refactored to accommodate for the split, right?
Mm-hmm.
Also, so because part of it is renaming the namespace, right? So that's also part of the split PR. It's now called SDC system, right? SDC dash system. Yep. So yeah, also there, some adjustments have to happen in the integration tests.
Okay, so now which one's first, deviations or the split? On the
split has to be done first.
Split is first, yeah.
Okay, good. Thanks.
So I've started this morning on the data service side on the deviations, or still a bit on the sync side of things, because we now will need to trigger deviation calculation based on sync, right? The sync comes in, we get the new information about running. We then need to calculate the deviations and do the revert if that's necessary, right? And then in the second phase, also report non-revertives towards config server. Correct? So and therefore the syncing needs to change a bit, and we've also said that we are aiming for the deviation reporting to become more event driven, less.
But Marcus, let's do that in a second phase, because the issue is if we try to bundle all together, the changes.
No. I'm
big,
not
right?
saying saying we're doing that, but for that to happen, what also needs to happen on the data service side is like what I did right now, or in the merge that or in the PR that we've merged last week, is I just cleared the whole tree under that sync path and like created it from the sync that I got, right? But if we want to do it more event driven. I need to have a history of what was there and what is now changed, right? So these things have to happen as well. Yeah, sure. One
yes,
after
but
the
let's
other.
do that once we. Yeah, let's first fix the integration tests without all the rest, because otherwise we never get to the finish line, right?
Yeah.
And the changes are too big.
Yeah, I agree. I just started last week, so yeah, I was clearing up on that activity this morning. Now I'm working definitely on the integration tests, getting that back on track.
All right, that sounds good. Do you already have a PR?
For the config server side, you mean?
No,
for the
the
integration tests,
test.
I think.
There is a PR that we merged, but it seems not to fix the problem yet.
Okay.
It is amongst us. It's integration tests, right? So, and it's like unfucking shit, right? So I'm pushing to main.
Okay.
The problem that we have with integration tests is if we don't right now, our PRs don't work unless the integration test runs. So we have a chicken and egg problem.
And it's
basically.
like triggering the whole GitHub actions and so on, right? So there's no, at least not as far as I see, an easy way to simulate that locally and so on. So yeah,
That's a bit the problem that we have with integration tests right now is. Yeah.
And then you do a change, and then you open a PR, and then you need to merge it right away, and then test it, and then it doesn't work, and then you open up the next PR. So I was like, okay, I just push to main in the integration test repo, and then after it's back on track, if we do regular changes, we'll revert back to properly opening PRs. That was my mode of operation right now.
This is anyway a hidden repo, right? So
say again.
It's anyway a hidden repo.
Is it?
I believe
still hidden. It used to be hidden. I'm not sure if it still is. But yeah, I mean it's a utility. It's a helper repo basically, right? There's no active running code that ends up somewhere in production. So yeah. For that matter,
it's a public.
I think it became public again because of we had this dependency of our internal runners, but Hans removed that, so we now use public runners.
Mm-hmm.
Originally, it was hidden because of that, but we changed that because we wanted to run public, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
So that has been changed. Yeah, the problem with the integration test is that, yeah, as Marcus said, we have a dependency.
Yeah. All right.
We are, bending the rules a little bit right now.
Yeah. Cool. Then 394, we discussed a bit about this, that we need to have this to have the deviation logic in the data server.
So I guess this is going to be the first thing to happen next, right?
Yes.
Yeah. Yeah, the part on my side is pretty small to change. The target rework is a bigger change. But to get non-revertive is not so the big. Actually, it's removing code.
Yeah, so even when the integration tests start working again, we will still see failing tests, I think, because with our multi-repo approach, we will always test against released versions, right? So the PRs in the data server branch will take the latest version of config server, right? So we would need to release new versions of config server and data server for them to run the tests with the others latest version and fixed version.
Can we
But
not
what we
use-
we can do is manually triggering the tests.
But can we not replace the dependency with just the latest commit for the test purposes? I mean, the first one you just do go get -u, then the path at the latest revision. This way we can, in the tests, use at least the latest versions.
That's not what's happening, Marcus. I thought the integration test always use main.
For the repo that's triggering it, yes.
The dependent
But-
repo for data
but for
server,
the-
it doesn't take latest.
It does take data server if there's a PR on data server, but it's testing against config server in the latest released version, I think.
Release not latest, so not main, but the tag.
There is a tag on the containers that is per release latest. Right? The artifact, the package is the latest tag is only updated when we release a version.
And there's no way it's using container then, not the actual
Yeah,
base.
it's using the containers. I mean, we can try to poke into it and make it use the latest main branch, but then we will have, we need to sync more like when to merge fixes into main or changes into main that need to be implemented on both sides, right? If there's anything related to SDC protos or whatever, they would need to be committed basically at the same, more or less the same point in time. So yeah, it's like chicken and egg, right?
Yeah, sure.
It is a chicken. I put it to this next activities list. Maybe we can think about it if we would like to approach this. One logistical problem. I would need to drop to another meeting in 4 minutes. 3.
Okay, yeah,
Okay.
we can proceed. Yeah, continue. I think.
Yeah, I'll take over then. That's fine. So yeah, then we have data server 370, right? Bug fix regarding
Yeah.
bits type. We've had merge conflicts there last week, Alex, right? But that's
It's all resolved.
resolved, right? So what we could do here is trigger a manual test then to see everything's still fine, and then merge it, right?
Yeah, I fixed all of the tests that were not running. It was, yeah, maybe Marcus, you can have a quick look because I changed some things. It was, I don't know why the tests passed before, because the pattern was not matching. The pattern used in the test was not matching the pattern defined in the Yang schema. So now I updated these to match. But that means we don't have a test to test whether the pattern not matching does work.
Mm-hmm.
We don't have a test to see if we can, if it works, if pattern matching works on a non-matching string. But everything else, it's now working. So
okay, yeah, I'll have a look then.
thanks. So it's one commit. I think I did it in. So it's the recent commit you should see.
Yeah. Okay.
Cool.
Yeah,
right.
you're going to drop, right? And
Yes,
I'll
I'm
take
going
over
to drop.
sharing.
I can send you the link if you don't have it.
No, I have it open. All good.
Is there anything on CNCF,
You have it, John.
Gurgly? If we can take you for one.
No, nothing. Nothing news. I did chat to Karina, but I got no answer.
Oh yeah, last week we
Uh,
figured out that we're in the new phase, not in the upcoming or something, right?
Yes,
Yeah,
it
we
was
moved out.
that we are moving backwards a bit. Yeah, no, I will check. Let me put it in. I will check with Daniel also from CNCF. Yeah. So yeah, I don't know what is happening, but we should figure out. I will keep you updated in the chat.
Yeah.
Cool. All right.
Thanks.
See you. Bye bye.
Bye-bye.
Yeah, Wim, here you see that, right? So that's we're back in new and not in upcoming.
Yeah, that's what I saw last time as well. Yeah.
Yeah, I think we moved back just the day before the meeting as well.
Yeah.
So
Yeah. Right. Yeah, I don't know. Next activities. We've discussed what next activities are, right?
Yeah, correct. So for me, the sequence is
on
still.
the logging tool, I still haven't published it. I took it a bit further. That we now, if you go and comment or mark lines in a separate color or something, it'll also be saved. So it will show up even if you stop the server or refresh the web page or something, right? So that helps with following up on stuff if we need to show it to each other or whatever. Yeah, that's a bit of a thing that I did there. Yeah, I think the rest is irrelevant now, right?
I mean, it's basically aligned. The only thing I think what you on the sequence is CS target rework should be sort of revertive, non-revertive. That will be sooner.
So this you're saying should
Move up. Will move up.
This one
Will be before data server restart, but they are the same, right? So they will solve the same thing basically.
Yeah, okay.
do you
But
think
it's
that
okay.
we could maybe have some kind of Kanban board or some kind of structure where we can have tickets for these and then move them around a bit more flexibly?
Yeah, that's the project board that we were discussing. I was going to have a look, but I didn't. So far. But yeah, so basically, it's a way in. So GitHub has that list
project stuff, yeah.
which basically allows you to push the issues and move them around in terms of planning activities and stuff. If you go to project, we had that in the past, but we kind of no, not in config server. It's generally on the organization itself, as the CIO. I think if you go there.
Yeah, I think
it's jumping here. It's just linked there.
Yes.
So this is it.
Yeah, because this is going to make it easier to track what's going on.
Yeah, correct. Yeah. It's basically it's the proper way of doing it. We use the document these days, but we should do it this way.
Yeah, I also wonder if we should have these documents, this agenda, sort of as markdown or something in some kind of repository that we can have it a bit more immutable, because right now anyone can go in there and change things around. And
Yes, but yeah, yeah. Typically, the meetings of the minutes are typically run as because you have to check in and merge and all that stuff, so it's a bit more cumbersome because you need to get approval. But my view is on source project, you typically have a Word document for your minutes, and then you use a Canvas board to track activity.
Yeah, that's fine.
Because the Word is way easier to update. You don't have to merge and stuff like that.
Yeah, sure. But then let's have somewhere where we can track the upcoming things, so we don't have to just keep moving things around. And then we have priorities and stuff as well.
Yeah, correct. But what the Canvas board does, but it's basically tracking issues, right? And PRs on the board.
Yeah, yeah.
That's what all of these bullet points that we've talked about are, right?
Correct. Yeah, yeah. It's just another way of representing it.
Yeah, but I think it would be valuable because just reading some list that's
Agreed.
not.
Right.
Right.
Anything else?
So I have a question regarding this board. I think I cannot see it. So is it like in a private group just for maintainers? Is it possible?
Oh yeah.
Set to private. Yeah.
All right. Okay.
We can make it public, right?
I mean, maybe this would be beneficial to other people.
Yeah. No, originally, I think it's originally because you see, this was before we made it public. We tracked it like that, right? We actually were managing it through the Canvas board. We had milestones, and so the milestones that you see, but they are a bit out of date. Is the weeks.
Oh yes, I
Milestone
see.
6. But yeah, so we'll need to refactor this thing basically. But at the end, what this is basically was doing is it was representing the PRs and the issues in a board of, and also we were managing the targets. So like milestone was the target in which we were planning to do something. Of course, we were moving things around depending on the status, right?
I like that approach.
Yep.
Yeah. Okay. We'll have to do it.
Now we can clean up a little bit, maybe.
Yeah, we probably have to clean up the whole thing. Yeah, that's the whole thing, is we have to clean up. But basically, it's another way of representing next activities, basically.
Yeah, yeah. Just easier to track, I think.
Agree. Yeah, it's a better way of tracking.
Yeah, yeah.
All right.
Good.
Anything else? So Marcus, regarding the lint actions and also the gRPC deprecated calls, you can, if you want, you can assign that to me. I tried to have a look at it today, not this week. I cannot promise it, but I mean, yeah, I think the other people have other stuff to do, so you can assign it to me and I try to look at it. I think it will be a good starting point for me to get more into the code.
Yeah, that would be great.
All right.
Without the G, I think.
Yeah, fat fingered. Right. Just copy the link in. Then we have that.
Yeah, I can,
Cool. Yeah.
all right. Perfect.
Yeah, if that's it, I think.
Yeah, then we can call it a meeting. Yeah. Thanks.
Yeah.
All right. Thank you. Bye bye.
Thanks, everyone. Have a good
Yes,
afternoon.
bye.
Bye bye.